Yeah. We really boxing. We wanted the battle. Let's see.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO. This how it's finna go. I'ma throw some jabs. Make them think my punch is weaker than I hook his ass. This the ring, not the kitchen, but I'ma cook his ass. Me and him, that's the pro versus the rookie class. All my life I had to fight, but I still love it. Me and BVO got moves that you can't steal from us. And these haters be throwing shots, but I don't feel nothing. I ain't gonna lie, shit, they alright, but we a little rougher. Stepping for the title and facial rival, this ain't no little tussle. Bet I beat no bird, being chicken to get your feathers ruffled. Footwork, I'm dancing around my opponent like the Cupid shuffle. Good work, bodies hit the flow, that can't move a muscle. The upside is we ain't in the streets, shooting and shooting up. Catch me in the ring, sticking, moving and suited up. I know everybody can eat, but I ain't full enough. Oh, you said it's smoking some beef? I guess I'm pulling up. Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy BVO Boxing.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to BVO Boxing with yours truly, BVO. He running a little late. It's your boy, the greatest man alive, Crest the Legend. Brother D Free, she'll be coming in a minute. Prize probably be running late. But he should be here too. So everybody that's coming, make sure you press the like button. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Oh man, so we got a good topic going on. There's a lot of conspiracy theory going on, and hey, by guilt, I am a conspiracy minded person. That's just how I think. This is a great title thumbnail. Is Tank being set up? Well, in the words of Tank Davis, he felt like he been getting set up for quite some time now. I'm pretty sure some people will agree with that. I would say this before Brother D Free come in and give his introduction and cook what was going on. I think he's being set up to a certain extent, which is, of course, they want him to lose. So anything that they can do or try to switch up or whatever, help fighters bring up a fight plan. To defeat Tank Davis. Yeah, Tank. So you is being set up, but guess what? The setup does not have to be successful. So I'm saying you more setting up to win because I'm behind Tank Davis until someone beats him. A lot of these guys are paranoid. It's a lot of goofy stuff going on in the sport of boxing with these different energies. D Free, what you got to say about it, man? They frequencies all over the place.
What's going on, Crush? What's going on, folks? It's your boy D Free back at it again. Man, is Tank Davis being set up? You damn Skippy. He's being set up to knock Loma ass the fuck out and take him out of the sport of boxing. So yeah, he's being set up. He's being set up to be put right in the right spot to call out all these fighters that's been saying he's been ducking them. And he's about to show everybody the reason why Lomachenko is not the Matrix anymore. The reason why T.O. ain't on his level, the reason why Devin ain't on his level, the reason why Shakur ain't on his level, because ain't nobody knocked Lomachenko out. So Tank Davis go out there and knock Lomachenko out. He did something that nobody else can do.
And to add on to that, I was very entertained by Coach Kitty. You see his PSA announcement about Tank is going to knock Loma out. He said the next 4 opponents is getting laid out. He knocking Loma out. What is going to be easy work? Coach Kitty said this is probably going to be one of the easiest knockouts Tank had in the past few fights. And I think all his knockouts been kind of easy for me because he's just been doing what he's been doing, showing his boxing IQ, being patient. I don't care how these guys come at Tank. If you even jump on him, he ain't gonna let you get him out his pace. You see what I'm saying? His pace is actually faster than what you think, you slow behinds. But I agree with D. He is being set up for greatness. Ladies and gentlemen, for the haters that's all in attendance, he is being set up for greatness. And I think this setup been put together a long time. A lot of people saying, boo-hooing about his resume. Y'all need to stop that nonsense. Because soon when you talk about his resume that you can hate on, that you hating on, I can just do all type of maneuver on your favorite fighter resume. Trust me, I can. It's so damn easy, people. And y'all make it even easier. So yes, he's being set up for greatness. Like D Free said, I can't wait to see the Lomachenko fight. Man, since everybody's already giving early predictions like the fight is next month, which I wish it was next month because I'm so excited. He getting him out of the inside 8 rounds, man. Oh, what about his foot movement? Tank know how to cut off the ring. Y'all underestimate. He's a total package. He reminds me of Allen Iverson with Shaq and Kobe and a few other NBA players said, other killers in the NBA. You're lucky he's not taller. And y'all bless he's not tall. He's the same height as me. If he was like 5'8", 5'9", my goodness. We'll be talking about multiple weight classes here. But we talking about a guy that's 5'5", that's has been blessed with his strength. That's probably, you can say he's probably one of the strongest little men in the sport of boxing and boxing history. He has an equalizer, but besides the equalizer, he has an entire equalizer. He has everything that you need. He can jab. He can take a punch. He can slip punches. He can cut off the ring. He can move around. He can get out of danger. He can counter. He can lead. He can do all these things. He's a total package. And the people continue to hate, but hate on because y'all see what happened when y'all all come and hate on one guy. They truly shut you guys up. And y'all giving this guy an extra driven ambition to be on top of his game. And he's been saying it for a long time. And let's just take a quick trip back. Remember when these guys was all at Mayweather gym, Tank, Shakur, and Dev, and they was already saying, Dev and Shakur is better than Tank. But I picked up on there was a lot of jealousy going on in there, even from some of them that was riding for those guys. But they feel different about Tank Davis. That's as Floyd Mayweather Sr. You know what I mean? So now that we see that the smoke cleared, Devin went his way, tried to be independent, a little too early in the game, but good for you. Shakur is just in a whole messed up situation. He just has poor management and a lot of jealousy going on, and that's his fault. And then Tank Davis do his thing. People was, pooping on him for so many years. Oh, he don't get his own career. Whatever Floyd said, Floyd goes. All this nonsense, this, that, and the other. Y'all never thought that he would leave. Y'all ain't think he had the man balls to leave. Yeah, y'all was calling him all type of things. Then y'all say, oh, he's mute. He needs to talk. So when he talk, he's speaking how he feel and how he's been feeling on the inside. Y'all don't want to hear it, but guess what? Y'all going to experience it when your favorite fighter or the fighter that the bandwagon you are jumping on lose to this man. So keep on hating, and keep on demonstrating and penetrating and congratulating you haters for hating on him. And I'm going to be right there saying another good win. Until somebody beats him, he's the guy. Even if somebody beats him, he's still the guy. Errol Spence got the brakes beats off of him. Do I like him any less? No, I do not. Is he counted out? No. I got to see how he looks against Fundora. Then we could talk about it. So I can't say where he's at right now. But the last place he was at, he got beat up, and we ain't going to forget that. No matter what condition he was in. Get over with this Ryan Garcia mess. Oh, and the more and more this stuff come out, he's been in the clear. I say, goddamn, give him his W back. Give him his W back. Give him his W back. How about that? Give him his W back because he deserve it, and y'all gonna keep on hating. But we talking about Tank Davis being set up, and this is looking good. This is looking good for Tank. Most of his past opponents, a few of them have been looking good. They've been on the uprise. How many of your favorite fighters that they beat has been successful, or their career is just completely over? I'll wait and count. D3, what you got to say, bro?
Yeah, now I was looking at some of the comments. Timothy Taylor said that Tank is being set up if he doesn't knock Loma out because he's not getting the decision versus Loma because white people still saying Lomachenko was robbed versus Devin. I mean, I don't care what the white people were saying. It's what the judges say. They could say he was robbed all he want. The judges didn't see it that way. I said it was a draw. I mean, it is what it is. But I could think Tank Davis can win either way. He could win by decision or knockout. I don't see Lomachenko doing what I saw Pitbull Cruz do to Tank Davis. I don't see Lomachenko doing that. See, the thing that Tank Davis had to worry about Pitbull Cruz was a big puncher. Lomachenko is not a big puncher like that. Lomachenko, he got stoppages because people have quit. He had frustrated people and made them quit. He didn't got stoppages because of knockout power. Now, he does have decent power, but he's not a real big puncher like that. We see him stop Kambosos, but Kambosos wasn't no world beater for everybody. I mean, yeah, we give Kambosos praises for beating T.O. or whatever because we clowning T.O. because T.O. was playing head games with Devin and he ended up.
Hey, D3, what's that new line that we got, man?
The who?
The new call-in line.
Oh, I didn't get it set up. We gotta download some stuff to get it set up. It's a couple of things we got to do to set it up. We're gonna try to get that up and running for next week. I'm gonna try to get it up and running for Monday
my
show.
brother Juan. Okay, pasta.
But yeah, Loma.
Hey, BVO, what's going on, man? Tommy Hill, salute before D3 continue his stuff.
Yeah, Loma. He's a good fighter, but I can see Tank Davis beating him whether it's a knockout or a decision. Because the one thing that Loma doesn't do well is fight off the back foot. And if you don't have power to make Tank stop coming forward, Loma's going to have to try to fight off the back foot, and he doesn't do
She made
well.
it last night? Oh, today?
So, I got Tank beating Loma whichever way it goes, but I don't think he's going the distance.
Right. I got it the same way, man. Like I said, Tank Davis, his IQ is the most dangerous and sharpest weapon to me, and everything is sharp on it. But this is why he's just not one of the biggest punchers in boxing. He's one of the best power punchers in boxing because he knows how to finish. Where we have some big punches and he struggled to finish. We've seen guys have guys on noodles. You know what I'm saying? And they can't get them out of there. And that also comes with IQ, people. It's just not about the strength. Learn something today if you haven't learned it already. And this is
Timothy,
the case. So with that being said, and the thing is, you gonna have to best him and everything. Nobody has outthought him. That's the thing y'all not getting. Nobody outthought. Nobody matched him IQ wise. Y'all worrying about the power. When are y'all gonna learn what really wins fight? What is the etymology behind the success of the skill set? Yeah, the etymology, the very bottom of the root of it, people. It's a thinking man's game first, and y'all trying to turn into a physical game first and then mental. You can't change what it is. This is wrong with y'all. That's why y'all confused and y'all antennas all over the place. It's a thinking man's game first. 80% mental, 20% physical. Remember that. And when you don't go in there and make good decisions, things happen. Simple and plain. It happened to a lot of fighters. And you ask after the fight, oh, what happened? You had it. I wasn't thinking and this, that. Well, we know you wasn't thinking, but you stopped using your thinker. So you have to be sharp with your mind every time you're in the ring, people, because you have to execute your game plan. You're going to have to neutralize everything or try to neutralize at your best what your opponent is bringing to you. And in order for your physicals to work, your jabs, your power punches, whatever, you got to be a thinker. See, this is why Rolly Romero got knocked the hell out. He could punch, but he's all muscle. He's all muscle with no brain. This is what happened to these type of guys. Tank Davis is going to be a hard young man to defeat because he's so sharp and his IQ is on a beam. And with everything else behind it, and he's top notch at all that, y'all in trouble. What you got, Tommy Hill? Tommy, you there, bro? I think you froze for a second.
Yeah, you
All right, go ahead, DC. We're gonna come back in.
Yeah. I was looking at once again Timothy Taylor. Pedrago wasn't up no 4 or 5 rounds in that fight. You gotta go back and watch the fight. At the time of the stoppage, Tank Davis was winning 59-55. He wasn't up no 4 or 5 rounds. So I don't know what fight he was watching. And Lomachenko is not a fast starter. Lomachenko, he's pretty much like Tank Davis. He tried to figure his opponent out. Now he'll throw jabs and try to get different looks and stuff like that. But Loma's not no fast starter. He is he's a slow starter the same way Tank Davis is. He's gonna start to pick it up in the later rounds. Now, if you not a good opponent like Kambosos is, then yeah, Loma can come out and step on the gas early because he's not getting nothing coming back at him, and he's not a big puncher. But when you're dealing with somebody like a Tank Davis, who's a big puncher that can take you out with one shot, Loma is not going to step on the gas early. He's going to try to figure out a strategy to try to beat Tank Davis. But I don't see Loma getting up no 4 or 5 rounds and then getting on the bike. You can't get. I haven't seen nobody get up 4 or 5 rounds on Tank Davis and then get on the bike. Now, not saying that none of those guys had the footwork or the ring IQ that Lomachenko had, but nobody's have gotten up 4 or 5 rounds. So I don't see that happening. He might get up around here or around there, but it ain't gonna be no 4 or 5 rounds that he's gonna get up and just get on the bike, because that's not gonna happen with Tank Davis, especially when you're dealing with somebody like a Lomachenko who's a slow starter. What's going on, Bruce Gas?
Bruce Gas, salute to the OG, my guy, salute. Yeah, D3, I agree with you, man. What else is to say? I can't wait to see well, we got Lomachenko. Can't wait to Shakur get in there because he gonna get dealt with too. It's just how I feel, and this is no slight to Shakur. He's a hell of a talent, but this Tank is on a different level. He showed me he has improved. He has evolved. We haven't seen Shakur evolve. We haven't really seen Devin evolve, but we have seen it with Tank Davis. We have seen it. So it's definitely gonna be I'm pretty sure when it happens for Shakur, he's gonna be turned up. He's gonna need to be turned up and extra. And it's gonna be a hell of a fight until that fight is no more fight. Um And don't get it twisted. He could beat those guys on the cards too, people. Because one thing y'all have to take in mind, one way that they score these rounds is on effective punching. Who's going to have a more effective punching? You know, judges do score in that criteria, people. Y'all gotta use your heads before y'all keep jumping out the airplane with no parachute, head first, like you're a skydiver. What's wrong with you? Think first, people. Don't just get out there and say anything because it makes you look crazy. There's people all over the internet looking crazy right now because they choose to for whatever reason. But over here, we're not going to do that. We're going to be honest. We're going to be real. And we're going to be on point about whatever we talk about in the sport of boxing. And we don't fanboy over here. Maybe Bernardo sometimes, you can't help it, but that's Bernardo. But other than that, that's what he do. But he knows his boxing. He know what it is. For real, people. Trust me. But that's what you're gonna get when you over here. And this all we can deliver to y'all, because a lot of y'all coming into the sport. This is a way to learn about the sport. If you don't have the capacity to be patient and do the research yourself, you can come on here and get some research from some great minds of boxing, like D Free, myself, BVO, the whole panel, and a few other cats that we support, and they support us just as well.
Well,
Um, we got Bam tomorrow, man. You want to talk about that real quick, D Free?
yeah, we could talk about it.
Oh
Um,
man, go ahead, you got it.
yeah, this is a step up fight for Bam. Estrada is not a easy fight for Bam. Um, he Estrada is an experienced fighter. He's a tough fighter. He's going to come to fight. He's going to push Bam to the limit. Um, I want to see how Bam defense look because at times he's suspect with his defense. And if he get in there with somebody who's a little more crafty, who actually has some power, he can be in some serious trouble at times in the fight because he has lapses in his defense and he gets caught with a lot of shots. Um, the problem that his opponents had was they wasn't big punchers, and Bam was able to muster out the victory. Either he catched them with a big shot and stopped them, or he just overwhelms them and take over the fight. So I gotta see how he looks in this fight. But I think Bam is going to pull it out. I think he might end up stopping Estrada, but I'm not convinced that he will. But he might end up stopping him.
So what you have it at like 60-40 for Bam? What's your percentage?
Yeah, it's about no, I'm gonna say it's like 55-45 because
Okay, yeah, that,
Estrada he's a crafty veteran. I'm gonna say it's
yeah,
about 55-45.
yeah, and I'm glad you said that. He's a crafty veteran. Um, so he got something working against him a little bit. Sometimes with veteranship comes age. Um, Bam might be a little more youthful for his energy, but it should be a good fight. But like you said, Bam leave himself open a lot. Estrada can, um, he can go to the bank on it if he does it the right way. But I think what Estrada may or he should not do, don't make it a fight, because if you turn it into a fight, that's down Bam's alley. You see what I'm saying? Getting into a fight with Bam is like trying to fight a blind man in the dark. He's going to mess you around. They in the element. But yeah, but Estrada's a good vet. He got some squabble in him too, but I would give the edge to Bam if it really turns into a fight. What you
Yeah,
think?
that man is 44-3. So it ain't like Bam getting in there with some
Right.
easy walk through the park fighter. This man only got 3 losses. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he's a former champion as well. If I'm not mistaken, um,
Yep.
but
I think
he's definitely he's a veteran, and he's gonna push Bam to the limit. What's going on, Tommy Hill? You good now?
Yeah, man, I hit the wrong button a last time, bro. So I'll go
What's
back
up,
and
Tommy? What's going on? The philosopher in the building.
what's good with
Got
you, man?
the truth in the building, the greatest man alive. Smash the like button as y'all come in. Go ahead, Tommy. You got it.
I was just gonna come on both of the ones. First and foremost, the Tank versus Loma. I mean, for Timothy Taylor, I'm not gonna hate. I give Loma a lot more that than a lot of people because even if he's in his advanced age, as everybody seems to point to, nobody's doing him dirty. Nobody is making him look old. Nobody's gotten the better of him. There's some people who have beat him, some people who have been awarded fights over him, but nobody really thoroughly beat him. I think when he steps in the ring with Tank, that all changes. With respect to Loma, Loma's very skilled and technical. With greater respect to Tank, he's slept on with his skills and his technicality. The man is absolutely phenomenal as a talent in boxing, and he doesn't get the respect that he deserves because he's affiliated with Mayweather. And some of the curse of hate has fell on him. But Timothy Taylor, you gonna see, man, Tank gonna show you levels. And even if, and it's never happened, but even if somebody can get up 4 rounds on him, as he's taking these body shots, these head shots, these shoulder shots throughout the course of the fight, they're gonna wear him down. And this is what happens to every single opponent Tank in the ring with. He's touching them. And when he touches them, it's like what you call that thing, and free when somebody touch you and they put some hands on you, and what's that code for? They call that?
Yeah. It, it,
Yeah,
it, it's like he's touching you to see where you at. It's just like when you playing football. When I was a D back, I'm when I'm running down the field along the wide receiver. I'm not looking at the wide receiver, but I got my arm right on his hip, so I know where he's at. I'm looking back at the quarterback, but I know where he's at all times. So that Tank he's touching him to know where he's at. Okay, I can get this shot off. Okay, I can get that shot off. Okay, let me set him up now.
exactly. And then in them times when he's hitting them, like Crush said, like he's hitting you with some heavy ether, like some stuff that'll tear your soul up. So after a while, it slow you down, man, and then eventually, you know, you don't move as well. You don't think as well, and then that's when it like ultimately just takes a hold on you, and then he's got you. So I
Hmm.
think it's going to be a good fight for maybe 4 rounds, but after that, I think Tank figures him out. Tank knows exactly what he has to do, and then he's going to run him into a shot, and it's going to be the night night. As far as Bam and Estrada, I mean, I think that's an excellent matchup. I think that Estrada gives Bam something that he's never seen with experience, extreme experience, and then I think he also has a lot of technical skill and a lot of grit. Bam does oftentimes be aloof on defense, but his transition from offense to defense is where he struggles more so than anything. So he got to worry about as he's getting his offense up. He got to worry about something coming because Strada gonna shoot them shots between there. So you got to be careful for that. But he does create great angles to create scoring opportunities for his offense, and he definitely takes advantage of them too, and it has an effect on his opponents, man, because the dude usually be bigger than everybody. So we're gonna see with him getting in the ring with that man. If Bam is the real deal for sure, I believe in him. I believe that you know somewhere in the later rounds he gonna impose his will on Estrada, and I think he's gonna start slowing him down. And I don't know whether it stops by stoppage or he just takes over in the last rounds and like pulls the fight out that way. But I got Bam. I favor Bam in that fight.
Yeah. I agree with you. The problem is I want to know if Estrada has enough power to make Bam hesitate. If Estrada got enough power to make Bam hesitate, Bam is going to be in for a long night. But if he doesn't, Estrada is going to be in for a long night because yeah, he's a crafty veteran. But if you don't got enough power to keep that young bull off you, he's going to keep coming at you. Hey, Crush, you still
Yep.
there? Oh,
Yeah, I'm still there, bro. Yeah, I'm still there. Yeah, I agree with that, man. Good analysis about it by both of y'all. That's gonna be a hell of a fight, man. That's the card I'll be watching. I'll watch the replay of Claggett and T.O. After that fight goes off. I'm not really interested in that fight right now. Until I see T.O. get in the ring with somebody that I want to see him fight, and I'm not gonna watch him too much. I
I
just
didn't
watch.
know Lamont Roach was fighting tonight. He's fighting tonight on Pro Box. I didn't even know that.
Okay, that should what time the fight starts? I'm gonna turn that
Uh,
on.
I'm not sure exactly what time it starts.
Probably
Let's see if
around
I can
it's
pull it
10
up.
minutes to 9, so we might be starting now.
Yeah, it might be starting up a little bit right around now. Let's see. I gotta get that box dot live. That
Hmm.
that joint, it gives you all the fights that's coming up and everything. What time is their card? Doesn't say the
Um,
time. It started at 8 o'clock. So the card started at
okay,
8 o'clock. So they estimated ring walk is at 11.
For
okay,
for the Roach fight.
Yeah, for the Roach
yeah,
fight. He
Hey, that
oh,
car been fire so far.
yeah.
That car been super fire.
okay.
But I
You've
agree
been
with what you
checking
said
it out.
though. If he don't have nothing to make him hesitant on, it's gonna be a long night for Estrada. But
Yeah,
if he do, then you know he can. He got enough grit. He got enough wily experience to make it very difficult for Bam cut out of line.
yeah,
So it should be a good fight, man. I agree.
yeah. It's definitely gonna be a good fight. Uh, well, we got Boots coming up soon in a couple weeks, so I'm excited for that. I get to see a lot of cats for the first time. So I'm excited for that, man. So I'm gonna make sure I'll be easy to find. So I'll make sure I'll be on live and let everybody know where I'm gonna be at if I don't catch y'all coming in. But I'm excited for that. The sales are starting to pick up. A lot more people are starting to buy tickets to the fight. Besides seeing Boots do his thing, I'm excited to see Ismail Mason, Abdullah's brother. I like him. Keep my eye on him. We know out of the Mason clan, Abdullah got the spotlight right now, but they all talented. And I think Ismail gonna have a nice career. So we gonna see. But he's on the Boots card.
I wonder why Andy Cruz not on the undercard because he's being
You
trained
know what?
by
Right.
the Ennis and he's on the zone. And now that Boots is with the zone, that it would make sense for Andy to be on that undercard. I wonder why he's not on the undercard.
I don't know, D Free. I might have to look into that. Um, might have
He
to
ain't been
try to get in touch with
he
Greg
been ring-
Hackett.
the last fight he had was last year. He ain't been in the ring in a while.
Yeah,
He,
yeah, it has been. They ain't been a year. Wow. Um, it,
he
I think he's getting ready for a fight or something. I'm not sure, but yeah, that would have been nice, and I think it would have been pretty smart, intelligent, like D Free said. To have Andy Cruz on the card. But maybe some things going on. Not nothing bad. But that's a good question. Maybe I'll try to put that out there and see if I can get an answer from that, probably through IG or something. But yeah, I wonder why he's not on the card.
did. Uh, who? What else we got going on? I might worry about that. Oh, this another fight that's on that daggone undercard. Um, Robisi is on the
Yeah, that's right.
of the TO fight. Robisi is in
Right.
the undercard. So this is his comeback fight after the loss that he took. Um, how y'all expect him to look against what's this? Benitez? I don't know this dude. Never heard of him before. He's a
Right.
Mexican. Let me see the info on this dude. He's 22-2. Uh, Hold up, Robisi took a loss already. That was his second loss. I didn't know Robisi had
Yeah.
lost.
He lost to I'm not mistaken, not Neri. Uh, he lost to somebody I too.
Yeah. This dude
I
that
want
he's
to
fighting,
keep look it up.
yeah, the dude that he's
It'll
fighting,
come.
he got 21 wins, 9 of them by knockout. He got 2 losses. He was stopped in both his losses. Um,
Mm.
so I think Robisi probably is gonna probably end up stopping this dude. He was stopped in both his losses.
Oh,
Uh,
easy.
yeah, he's not a big puncher. He only got 9 knockouts in 23 fights. So he's not a big puncher. Robisi got 8 knockouts in 15 fights. So Robisi is the bigger puncher. He's a
Yeah,
62% knockout ratio to 43% knockouts. So yeah, I think Robisi might end up stopping that guy. Um, I I want to see what Robisi going to do. How is he going to look after that loss? Is he going to come out here with a chip on his shoulder and try to make a statement, or is Robisi just going to just try to cruise to a win? I want to see how he's going to fight because I believe this dude got a height advantage over Robisi as well. Yeah, he's 5. Well, no, they only an inch different. Robisi 5'6". This dude's 5'7". So yeah, he's not a tall dude. I think yeah, Robisi probably stop him.
yeah.
Oh yeah, BVO. I don't know what's going on with BVO. He was
Oh, my
driving.
bad. You asked me a question?
No. I was looking at I was trying to figure out where BVO at. But yeah, you can go ahead, Thomas.
Oh,
The talking about the Robisi fight.
well, BC, what was you guys talking about? My bad. I had some distractions going
No,
on.
I was just saying I think he's gonna knock this guy out. This guy only got 9 knockouts in 23 fights. He got 2 losses. Both his losses been by knockout.
Oh, yeah. No, Rovici gonna knock him out. Get him up out of there by like the 7th round. I think the fight he did lose to the one dude. It was to the guy that fought last week, right?
Yeah. That was the last
From
loss.
from
Lost.
from what Angel was saying, and Angel's often in his corner. He was saying that he had some stuff going on with the actual government, and I think it had to do with his family. So he was told that he better not win the fight or whatever the case
Mm.
may be.
That's
Wow.
deep.
Yeah, that's real deep, and I believe it because they're a third world country, and that's how they get down.
Yeah, yeah,
And he
no doubt.
defected. He defected, and they own you as a professional athlete.
Yeah,
So
Man.
it'll be interesting to see how he rebounds from that and how he goes forward. I'd like to see that fight again because it was a good fight. Because Estrada, his name is Estrada, right?
What is that guy's name? No, it's not Estrada.
With-
What is his name? Let me see. I'm gonna look it up.
That dude is legit, man. He is seriously legit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was a good fight. Um, Robisi he started off good, and people thought that Robisi was gonna walk away with the win, but then the dude he turned up. I don't know what he had in his tank, but he turned up.
They said, then that's what Coach Angel was saying. He was like, yeah, he got that he got that warning that he better not win that fight. And I don't know, from the way it played out, it looked like it could be legit because he didn't
Yeah,
look the same.
I don't know if it has something to do with that. If they just making an excuse about that.
Could be
His name is what is it? Oh no, it is Espinoza.
Espinoza. Okay, yeah,
Yeah, I think that is him. I mean, let me pull him up to make sure. Rafael Espinoza. Yep,
that's
that's
it.
him.
That's it. Rafael Espinoza.
Yeah,
So
he 5-0, 6-1. Damn, that nigga tall as shit fighting at 126.
So he was there. He said he wanted to get his get back. So we're gonna see how that play out. So I think we're gonna see the best of my man, and I think he gonna get him up out of there in like 7.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah.
7 sounds like a good round. Definitely. Yeah, between 7 and 8, I think he'll get him up out of there.
He said Timothy said with Devin and Ryan moving to welterweight and Matias losing, is Teofimo Lopez versus Pitbull Cruz the only big fight left at 140 in the division? Nope.
Uh, no.
Nope. I mean I don't know if Devin's moving to welterweight. He's still the champion at 140, so I don't know if he's moving to welterweight. But I mean you can't overlook the IBF champion. So I wouldn't say that the Pitbull Cruz and Tio is a big fight. It's a good fight. I wouldn't say it's a big fight, but I mean, like I said, what's his name? The IBF champion. I can't think of his name right now, but he hey he packed on a couple of big wins. He beat Montana Love. Nobody expected him to beat Montana Love, and then he turned around and beat Matias. Nobody expected that. Liam, that's his name. Nobody expected him
Yeah.
to beat Matias. And
I ain't gonna hold you. I took Liam over Montana Love because I'm simply not sold on him. So I knew he's gonna get beat up by somebody. I took
I,
that.
I I didn't pick my. Did I? No, actually, I think I might have did pick him to beat Montana Love, if I'm not mistaken. And I think I
I
was
think
just
you
doing.
did.
I think I was doing it jokingly because I just don't like Montana Love. I think I did pick him to beat Montana Love, but I was doing it jokingly, and he went out there and he really did beat Montana Love. Um, but that the win over Matias, I don't think a lot of people saw that, especially being in Matias' backyard. I don't think a lot of people saw that coming. There's a few people that called it, but I don't think a lot of people saw that coming. Um, but he's legit. He's proven that he's legit. Like I said, he beat Montana Love, regardless of how we feel about Montana Love. He does have some
Yeah,
skills.
I
Uh,
put Taro to beat Montana Love. Yeah,
yeah,
He destroyed Montana Love.
he got
yeah, he
Montana Love
backed him
got
up,
some,
man.
and then he went in there and he just outboxed Matias. Like Matias started coming on in the later rounds. He started throwing more combinations, but by then it was too late. The dude had already won majority of the rounds. I think he won
Right.
like the first 8 rounds before Matias really started putting anything together. Now, if Matias would have did what he did on the last few rounds, I think Matias probably would have warmed down because Matias was catching him with some hellified body shots, and it started wearing him down. But like I said, by then the dude had already put like 8 rounds in the bag. All he had to do was just survive, and he won the fight. So I think Matias just came on just a little too late. I think Matias was just waiting on that one big shot too much, and it cost him because if Matias would have, I think if Matias rematched him, I think Matias stops him. I think Matias realized where he went wrong and waiting on the big shot instead of just letting his hands go and fighting the dude because the dude he was throwing punches, but it didn't have no real effect on Matias. Matias was blocking a lot of them, but it was scoring because Matias wasn't doing anything. So I don't know. We're gonna see what's next. We're gonna see what's next. But I don't think Pitbull and Tio is the big fight at 140. It might be somebody that's not a champion that's a big fight at 140. Because there's a lot of guys at 140. But I don't think like it's a unification fight, but I don't think nobody is gonna pay to see that. That so when you say a big fight, it gotta draw the views. I don't think a lot of people is gonna pay to see that. I think it's gonna be on free TV. I don't see it being a pay-per-view fight, and it's probably um that will probably be a fight that PBC say, okay, we'll let Top Rank put it on their card. I mean, put it on their platform. Um, because Pitbull, yeah, he's a Mexican, but he's not no pay-per-view star. He only been on one pay-per-view. All the other pay-per-views that he were on or a part of, he was a undercard. So I don't see him being no big draw like that for them to say this is a big fight. What's going on, G5?
Fizzle, what's happening, brother? Yeah, man. What else we got coming up? Well, we got waiting till August for the Bud card. Can't wait to see that. Bud looks in excellent shape right now. Can't see how he looks at 154. Uh, may fit him well, but he look like he's game to win. He ain't taking his opponent for granted. I got Pitbull knocking El Rayo out with an El Cabone like Quick Draw McGraw, and I like El Rayo, but we know his chin ain't the toughest, and we know Pitbull throws with nothing but knocking your block off intentions. That's what he does. That's how he throw punches. He don't throw them no other kind of way. Every punch is trying to get you out of there. So that's gonna be exciting. I don't think it's gonna be a long fight, y'all. I
I
got
think
Pitbull getting El Rayo out inside of 5 rounds.
I was just about to say that I don't got it going past 5. I don't got it going past 5. But I saw something today. I was on Instagram and I saw Richardson Hitchin. He was on a live with somebody, and the guy brought up that Keyshawn said he will beat the snot out of Shakur Stevenson, and I was like, I don't remember Keyshawn ever saying, but they were like, no, he said it. It was on somebody's YouTube, and Keyshawn was saying he's the best, and they asked him about Shakur. He like, man, I beat Shakur ass, and so some people were saying that he said it jokingly. Other people like, nah, he was dead serious when he said it. So I was wondering, did any of y'all happen to catch Keyshawn on that live when he said that?
No, I didn't catch it. I seen a notification, but I didn't get a chance to look at it yet.
Yeah, I didn't catch it either. But if he
Yeah,
did say it, then it's time to spark that fuel.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, clearly the line has been drawn in the sand. If he can say it like that, and he said it with his chest out, it's time to draw. It's trying to bring it to the ring.
yeah. Because Keyshawn, what he's number 4, number 5 in the WBO.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
I think
so
it's 4.
yeah, he's a contender. Who got the WBO strap? That would
the
be
ranches,
uh
right? Oh no, that'd be Loma.
no no no
Don't
no no. It's the dude that beat Neverati.
the ranches then? Yeah,
It's the dude that beat
Rancher.
Never. Yeah, he got it. So yeah, that I mean, and that's another thing too. Everybody disregard the WBO champion. Nobody even talk about it. We just talk about Loma, Tank, and Shakur. Everybody just disregard the WBO champion. I mean,
Yeah.
rightfully so, he's relatively unknown. But he did beat Neverati. He did beat him.
Why
But
is that belt not getting any notoriety? I wonder why.
yeah. So if that is true about Keyshawn, go fight that man and become the WBO champion, and you and Shakur can unify. And then the winner of that fight could fight the winner of the Tank and Loma fight.
Bingo. Yeah. Sounds good.
And
Uh, Kevin.
we
Kevin Johnson is fighting Keyshawn Brother this weekend. I think on the
yeah,
TO card. I think. Yeah.
yeah. It's matter of fact, I think that's a fight that's coming up on To's card. Let me see at it. You know what's funny about the TO card? They only got 2 fights on this card. I know it's more than 2 fights on the card, but they only highlighting 2 fights. they highlighting T.O. and Clagger, and then they highlighting Robisi and his opponent. That's the only two
Yeah.
people they highlight. They ain't highlight nobody else that's on those cards.
Wow.
Yeah, but T.O. can't overlook Clagger, and like I said, I joke about Clagger, excuse me, all the time because Claggett is unknown. Nobody know who he is. Nobody even heard of him until T.O. said that's who he was fighting. I don't know not one person said they watched him fight. I don't know not one person. So uh,
Neither.
T.O. can't overlook the opponent because nobody know who he is. He could be a hell of a fighter. He could be hot garbage for all we know. But he is I believe he is undefeated. No, he's not. He's not undefeated. He's 38-7-2. He's 38-7-2, but he has a higher knockout ratio than T.O. 30,
Mm.
38 wins, 26 of them by knockout. He got a 68% knockout ratio. T.O. got a 65% knockout ratio. T.O. got 20 fights, 13 of them by knockout. T.O. got one loss. He got 7 losses. He's been stopped once, and he got 2 draws. T.O.'s never been stopped, never had no draw. So he's a veteran. But like I said, I expect T.O. to win, but he can't overlook the dude because he got some type of power. Now I don't know the opponents that he fought because I never watched him fight. So um, that's the same problem that T.O. had with Cambosis. He overlooked him, and we saw what happened with that. Cambosis knocked T.O. down in the second round, and it was downhill from there. Now T.O. knocked Cambosis down. I believe it was in the 10th round, but that was a little too late. You didn't he already had you bleeding from every side of your face. So um, I I mean this could be another trade pick gone wrong for T.O. Because everybody was talking about Frank Martin was a trade pick for Tank Davis. This could be a trade pick gone wrong for T.O. because if you said Frank Martin was a trade pick, you gotta say this dude is a trade pick because don't nobody know who Steve Claggett is. And this man got 40 something fights, 47 fights, and nobody know who he is. He gotta be a trade pick.
Yeah, I don't know nobody that whooped his ass.
I, I don't know nobody that he whooped his ass. I don't know nobody that whooped his ass. So that man got 47 fights, and nobody knows who he is. So if you call Frank Martin a trade pick, you gotta call this dude a trade pick.
No, that's a fair statement right there. Um,
Yeah.
I think
Go
he
ahead,
could feel
Kevin.
good. I think he'll feel good fight to tell you the truth. I think that deep down in him, his mind, his pop's mind, and in the camp, the whole dang team, they know that of the 4 last fights, 2 of them were L's, and they got away with it. And they didn't look good. So much so, one of them, he got himself in his moment where he said, "Do I still have it?" So he need a fight that can go into his wheelhouse, so to speak, and allow him to flourish and thrive the way that he normally usually do when he's confident and when he's comfortable in the ring. And I think this is that fight. Claggett's going to be coming forward, coming to put the bang bang on him, and he's just going to sit there and counter everything that he does. And I
Yeah.
think he's going to get him up out of there by like round 9.
If Claggett got a smart team, or if Claggett is smart himself, they watch film on T.O. and they know T.O. doesn't fight the same way coming forward as he do going backward.
Actually, I don't understand why more people don't do it. To tell you the truth, like to know thoroughly your opponent and what you're up against is always ideal, man. When you engage like in affairs of war, you got to know what your opponent is willing to go to, what they're willing to do, so you can gauge against everything. And in the ring, that's ultimate one-on-one combat, man. You gotta do your due diligence to know what this dude will do in this ring, how far he can go in this ring. So you're absolutely spot on with that, man. I don't know why people don't do it, but they need
That,
to do it.
no, I was gonna say that's why I I give Tank so much credit because that's one thing that he does very well. He studies his opponent when he know who he's fighting. That man studies everything about his opponent. He know what club they was at the night before. He know what girl he slept with. He know what car he ride. He know what draws he put on. That man knows everything about his opponent. They be like, "Oh, Tank got moles in his camp." Well, your favorite fighter need to have moles in his camp because Tank Davis ain't got no that damn losses, and that man is knocking out everybody. He know what button to push and what button not to push. So maybe your fighter need to do the same thing Tank Davis is doing, because that man he studies everything about his opponent.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. I mean, it's always good to survey your opponent because that way you ahead of the game, man. And I mean, what's wrong with being ahead? Like, what's wrong with knowing what this person can do? If you do this, this is how this person responds. If he's doing this, he's looking to set this up. So to me, that's smart money. And I'm hoping that Tio, especially after saying that last statement about do I still got it if he got people, because clearly, like I don't think they do any game for him. I just believe that they believe in his talent so much that it'll overcome everything, and it just get in the ring and just do what you do. Because when you listen to his dad give him instructions, there is no instruction. It's
None.
just usually superlatives and what are you doing? You're blowing it. Like those are usually what he'll say.
Right.
Beautiful, perfect. He's saying stuff like that, man, but not giving no advice.
Right.
So yeah, man, it always like it'll behoove everybody to know who your opponent is, and to go into
Yeah,
battle fully framed about what they can and will not do.
and I think that's the problem with a lot of these new fighters. I hear fighters say this a lot, and I just sit there and look at them like they crazy when they say it. They're like, man, I don't watch no film with him. What I need to I'm studying my craft. Well, you need to know what he like to do or what he don't like to do. That's what you need to know. The great fighters, the ones that we say are legends in this game, they study their opponent. That was the one thing that I could say out of everything that Floyd did for Tank Davis. That was the one thing I give credit to Floyd. He made sure Tank knew how to study his opponent, and Tank took that with him because he studies everything about his opponent. So I don't understand why fighters like, man, I don't watch no film. Why? It- That that's like a quarterback saying, I don't watch film. I just go out there and practice. So you don't watch none of the mistakes that you made. You don't watch nothing that the defense do that you about to face. You just gonna go out there and play your game. You don't care what they like to do. You just gonna play your game. No, that's not how it works. Because what you do well, they might do well also, but they might do something well that you do bad in. You need to know what they need to do, what they do bad, so you can force them to do what they do bad instead of forcing them to do what they do well. So I just don't understand these fighters when they say they don't watch film on other fighters when they got to fight that opponent.
Well, yeah, that what you just said. Also, if you know what they do well and they can get that stuff off, you got to know how to change. You got to know how to change that. Now, I mean, Floyd showed that in that Floyd. I mean, in that Shane Mosley fight. Like
Yep.
he saw what Mosley wanted to do and what was effective against him, and he took that issue away. Like you no longer gonna do that little lunge to the body to set up that right. Not no more. We taking that all away. So what I'm gonna do is when you try to lunge, I'm gonna jab on that every single time. I'm gonna take it away and I'm gonna move. I'm gonna step away from, your big hand. I'm coming away from it as I'm jabbing. I'm gonna do a pivot jab. And then I'm gonna throw combinations just to tie you up so you be worried about what's coming. Like you because sometimes people gonna get their stuff off on you and they're gonna be able to do what they want to do. But you gotta take that moment to turn that tide. Like a lot of people often say, Devin made the mistake of trying to knock him out. Devin wasn't trying to knock him out. Devin just did something that he was doing and it was working, and then it got countered, and he had no like contingency plan. He had nothing to fall back on, and it took him out of his sorts. And then after that, he got a couple of more things, and then it was like the Earl Spence situation. Like he's not fully aware on his feet no more.
What's going on, BVO? You finally made it to the show.
The
Yo,
Asiatic Blaxican, what's up?
hey, man. Too much disrespect from you light skinned brothers, man. Remember, man. Remember, man. I'm the original man created by God. Well, I heard you in here capping as usual, man. Well, we got a real fight coming up, man. We got Bam Rodriguez, man. I say a pound for pound king in the making. And I don't know if you guys heard the next big fighter in the world, Emilio Vargas, told Devin Haney, give me a little more time and don't get stopped by a prospect. So Emilio Vargas saying something like that lets you know he got a little bit of his daddy's sand in him. That's really good to see. What you guys think about that?
I
I
love it.
mean, I mean, I like it, but Emilio he got some work to do before he can start uh, going at the champions because
Yeah.
he hasn't faced that type of competition yet. So we don't
No,
know.
no, he that's why he identified himself as a prospect in that.
Yeah. No,
In
no, I understand that. I'm just saying he got to stay focused on his game before you start going at the champions because you haven't really been tested yet. We got to see
yeah,
how
and
you do.
he also said that Abdullah Mason, he's going to make sure that him and Abdullah Mason are rivals, and he kind of made it clear in no uncertain terms that Abdullah Mason is on the radar, and as he said it, he needs to be careful because he's walking in his yard. He doesn't like it.
Yeah,
So
I think he need to stay on the opposite side of the street of Abdullah Mason because he crossed that street. That daggone that wild out there. I
yeah,
don't know. I don't know if that daggone if that rock is really built like that. Now, I mean, rock does have a bite. The Rockwellers do got bites, but I don't know if they really ready for that pit bull.
yeah. I mean, but you got to keep in mind for those who are watching this is like the makings of another Tank Ryan Garcia. So as you guys,
No,
just so people know, there's always going to be. I'm not saying them as far as star power. I'm just saying there's always going to be a slick black that's going to go up against a white Mexican. That's kind of how boxing's always been. So Emilio Vargas is just a long line of great young Mexican fighters who really look to make some noise. And I think his father just fought the great, the greatest living fighter. A lot of people say Oscar De La Hoya a little bit too soon. But his father had
no,
a hell of a career, went right in right after that fight with Oscar and fought Tito. So I mean, I can't say enough
no,
about his father. His father was a true champion. Go ahead.
no. The problem with his father was he was relying on them goddamn drugs, and it didn't work out for him. That was the problem. He was
Hey
relying
Thomas,
on.
you hear this guy, man. You hear this guy.
Hey, the man popped dirty, and he lost the Oscar. He popped dirty in that fight, and he got his ass whooped. I mean, the man was relying on the drugs. He got his ass whooped. I mean, those are the facts. I ain't
Yeah.
saying that's not true.
He definitely popped dirty, but of course, Free would just say that. Just that's Free, man. I used to get mad at it. That's Free. He always got something to say, just off the wall, man. That's what Free do, man. He just do that.
I'm just gonna
But
tell you
to
what the
Thomas
fact
Hill's
is.
point, to Thomas Hill, man, you got to watch them guys from Compton, man. Whenever those guys from Compton come out, you got to be careful because they make stuff up. There's a guy out there now from Compton who's making a lot of stuff up. So we know the
Who's
Compton
that? You
guys
talking about
got
your
like
boy K Dot?
Homeboy.
K Dot out there making stuff up on Drakey Poo?
Yeah,
I know who he's talking about. But I ain't hear him make up not one single thing.
yeah, the whole stuff with the children, man. I thought that was off base.
It
You
might have
know,
been off base, in
I
your
would have
opinion.
if I was him, I would have did a Devin Haney. And if you want to know what a Devin Haney is, I would have sued him. So he would
Hey,
have got Devin Haney for that because
all I know is I
that's
didn't
that's
hear.
that's out of bounds. That lets you know what kind of cat
Hey,
that guy from LA is, man. He's a
no,
piece of
the,
garbage.
the real question is, did you hear Drake rebut that?
Well, we don't answer
Nah,
for
what
this
happened
shit.
Monday?
Free, we don't answer foolishness, man. We don't answer foolishness.
Yeah, when a nigga making those type of allegations, I don't care how foolish you might think it is, you better say something like, "Hey, dog, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I ain't do that."
Well,
You can
well,
never.
you know, well, let me say this, because free is doing something that most of us, kind of have been taught against, and that's revenge. We don't do revenge. I was taught, someone tries to throw a jab at you, you offer them the other cheek and say, hey, go ahead, because at the end of the day, we trying to be Christ-like, man. We're not trying to get into the foolishness, man. So
Yeah.
you can't go low, man, and play in the jungle, man. You just can't do that. We don't
Well,
do that.
with a guy like me, you give me the other cheek, I'm gonna make that cheek match the first one. So go ahead and give me the other cheek. Make sure it's matched.
Well, we know what kind of brother D Free is, but I want to ask, and while I got my OG crush in the house, I want to ask you guys a question. So when we talk about, Tank Davis, we talking about, I think he calls himself a silverback monkey, a
No,
gorilla, or something like that.
silverback gorilla. Ain't say no monkey. Ain't no such
So
thing as a silverback
so he
monkey.
called so he calls himself the silverback gorilla, right?
Yeah.
And when you ever go to the zoo, what do gorillas do? Usually they beat on the glass and they just stand around. So I think it's ironic. This is just me being a boxing fan. So as soon as Devin Haney leaves the division, all of a sudden now you hear Tank Davis saying that he wants to unify, and before he never wanted to unify the belts. But
That's not
they
true.
calling Devin Haney Black Jesus, and they calling Tank, a silverback monkey. I think that's the name. My sorry, not monkey. Gorilla. I'm just wondering, like, what changed? Because when Devin Haney was begging for a fight with the so-called
Hey,
silverback gorilla, we never. He said, I didn't want it. I don't want it. I don't have. I don't want your belt. What he tell George Kambosos? Keep the belts. I don't want it. So I'm just wondering, like, why does Tank get away with so much crap? That's just my question. Go
all right.
ahead.
Who
Let me
did you first?
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh man, you gotta D Free. I kill him last.
All right. Let me go ahead and kill this daggone narrative right now. He said, "Why, when Devin Haney was at the division, Tank Davis didn't want no parts of it. Now that Devin Haney's out of the division, Tank Davis said he wants to unify and all that. We never heard that before. Well,
Never.
that's not true. Tank Davis had said it before. He said it at 130. He wanted to unify. The problem was he was overweight and he lost his belt on the scale. Now he's at 135.
God bless you.
He
God
wants
bless you, Dr. Mark. God bless you, man.
he, he
Sorry
wants
about
to
that, sir.
unify at 135. The problem with him not unifying at 135 prior to now was because he was with Floyd. And Floyd said there was no need for him to unify. He's going to be paying all those sanctioning fees. It was no need to have all those belts. You paying out all that money. Floyd wanted that money for himself. He didn't want Tank Davis have to pay out all that money because the more
Hmm.
sanctioning fee that Tank has to pay, the less
Hmm.
money Floyd get because Floyd get a percentage of
Hmm.
Tank's purse that he brings in. So the first thing that they take off the top is the sanctioning fee before the fighter gets their money. They take the sanctioning fee off the top, and
For sure.
then the money gets broken down. So Floyd didn't want that money getting taken off the top because that's less money for Floyd. So that's why Floyd said, "You don't need all those belts. You're already a
But
star. You're a star
hold on,
without
hold
those
on, hold on 1 second. This is my question. This is my question, brother Free, if you don't mind me calling you that. I just don't understand because Tank is the silverback uh gorilla, no monkey, I mean gorilla. So I don't understand, why does he give Devin Haney so much, flack? Because Devin Haney wants to be his own boss. Devin Haney wants to work with different promoters. I just don't understand. Like, isn't that what the powers that be want you to do? Don't they want you to take the money like Tank did and sign a 6-fight deal where you can't move around, where you can't make fights, where you got sides of the street? So doesn't Tank just perpetuate that narrative of sides of the street? So I thought he was the face of boxing. I'm just trying to figure out how the
no.
silverback gorilla. Listen, hold on. Let me finish. I'm just trying to figure out how the silverback gorilla is not making boss moves, but he runs his mouth as if he's a boss. So I'm just wondering, is he a boss or is he just an
No,
employee? Which one is he?
you're not letting me finish my statement.
No, no. I,
Like
I was asking you a question. I was
I
adding to that. That's what I was asking. Go
know
ahead.
what you were asking, and I'm not finished. Like I
All right, go
said,
ahead. My
it
bad.
was because of Floyd he didn't want that money taken off the top. Now that Tank is not with Floyd, we see who's making the moves. Tank. You said ain't Tank perpetuating the size of the street. Tank fought Ryan Garcia, who's on the other side of the street. He's about to fight Loma, who's on the other side of the street. So I don't know what you're talking about. Tank is fighting these guys on the other side of the street. Where you get that the size of the street from? The size of the street is a made up term for promoters not wanting to make the fight. That's when they bring up the side of the street because the promoters don't want to make the fight. Well, you signed to the wrong promoter, or you on that side of the street. That stuff came up with Tim Bradley when it was Earl Spencer trying to fight Tim Bradley. He was like, "Well, he's on the upper side of the street. We don't do business with that side of the street." That's where that came from. But like I said, if you look at what Tank Davis is doing, he fought Ryan Garcia, who's on the zone. He's about to fight Loma, who's on ESPN. Those are the other sides of the street. Tank Davis is a PBC fighter who fights on Amazon. Those are the other sides of the street. So all that narrative that Tank don't want to fight guys on the other side of the street is bogus because he's about to do it 2 out of his last 3 fights.
Yeah, I just say this, man, and I'm not, and this is coming from somebody who's not a Devin Haney fan at all. I just really find it peculiar that you got all these guys who so-called boxing fans. You know, they go and tear. You know, they go and tear into Devin about these different things. But let's be honest here. Devin didn't try to, handicap Ryan in any way. He didn't put a rehydration clause. He didn't do things that Tank does. My thing is the so-called silverback monkey or gorilla has to have every advantage for him to take a fight. And it's like anytime you say something against him, his fans will attack you. They'll call you everything but a child of God. And I think it's very toxic what's going on because me just as a boxing fan, I think it's just sad that I can't make a critique without being accosted. I just think it's crazy to me. But that's just me. Go ahead.
I'm trying to figure out. I don't know if you're doing this on purpose or you literally doing it by mistake. When have you ever heard a silverback monkey bull? I know you never
Say it
heard of
again?
silverback monkey. I know you've never heard of a silverback monkey. I know you have. I know there's no such thing as
No,
a silverback monkey.
no, I wasn't sure what they called it. I'm not being silly. I'm being serious. I didn't know what they called it.
It's a silverback gorilla, and
Okay, it's a silverback. Okay, I got it.
That people make fun of Tank Davis because he said he's the silverback gorilla. But I know somebody that I know you know very well. I know you know him very well because I know you watch football and all that. He has an entire silverback gorilla on his back, and he called himself a silverback gorilla. He called himself Apex Apex man, and his name is what is his name? He just lost my daggone train of thought that quick. But he's the left tackle for the 49ers. Used to be with the Washington Redskins.
Oh, Trent Williams.
Yeah. So he has a silverback gorilla that covers his entire back. I don't hear nobody making fun of him. It covers his entire back.
No, I'm not making fun when you. My thing is this, and I asked Thomas Hill this because we know Thomas Hill is a part of the Tank Davis supporters. Hey, are you there, Thomas Hill?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening to the nonsense.
I think Thomas Hill ran out of here.
No, I'm listening to the nonsense.
Thomas
I'm
Hill,
here.
can you hear me?
He can't hear you. I can hear him.
I can't hear you, Thomas Hill. Can you hear me?
You can't hear
Thomas Hill.
Nah, you ain't ran nowhere, baby boy. I'm listening to you talk, dog. Go ahead, say your
Oh
truth.
no, okay, now I hear you. So, what do you think about the silverback gorilla saying that he's the face of boxing and I think Al Heyman just put another leash on him with a 6 fight deal, and he's bragging about being under contract for 6 more fights. When Floyd always preached being independent and doing your own thing, isn't what Devin Haney's doing what you would want for young fighters, or would you want guys under control on the leash the same way you seen Tank?
Well, I'll say this: what Devin Haney was doing, having his availability open was good because it allowed for him to navigate himself to a one fight trick pony where he can get all the belts in one fell swoop. So it worked well for him, and he'd used that along with that silverback gorilla's name to catapult his fame and catapult his career. If you do it that way and you do it the right way, it can be beneficial. Locking down in a deal can be beneficial because you got to look at the landscape of things, at the divisions where he could fight. Where's the talent? Well, at 135, most of the talent is over on ESPN. And in order for you to get those made, you had to deal with Showtime. Showtime's no longer in the mix. So therefore, now they got another problem. Now you got another roadblock out the way. The other roadblock being Mayweather and not want to deal with Bob because of the history between them two. So you got those out the way. You'll see, like D said, you're seeing him making fights cross promotion because of this. The fights can be made. It's just people got to understand that in this business, they're gonna make it primary that money factors over everything. So you got to know that going into it, money is going to take precedence over everything. So when you go in negotiating, you can't oversell stuff, you can't over deliver, you can't over promise stuff. You gotta be able to be within that wheelhouse of acceptability so that the fight can be made. So now fights still can be made, and I think we see these fights get made. Once again, I believe that Tank will spearhead this movement where people will start fighting folks again because he's going to get the people who he quote unquote was afraid of. Now, what you said to D Free about him setting a precedence of doing this and then talking down on somebody else, when have you ever heard Tank speak bad about somebody else? If it's usually in response to something somebody else said, it might take place. But for the most part, he keeps his own self to his own business, and he don't maintain or get into anybody else's business.
And to
Well,
piggyback what
I would say this. I would say this when I hear Tank, Tank is a solid guy. But the thing I will say is Devin Haney caught him out religiously and
you breaking up, BVO. You breaking
not
up.
fighting. Him accountable for that is disgusting, Thomas Hill.
No,
What's
Can
this?
you hear me now?
yeah, we can hear you now.
Is that better?
Yeah.
What I'm
Not no more.
Nah, go on and say what you were gonna say,
and what you basically saying, Thomas, and you my brother and I love you, man. But what you saying? Can you hear me?
Nah, we can't hear
Did
you,
I cut
man.
out
You
again?
talking to me.
Yeah, you breaking up. All right. No, what I was gonna say to piggyback off of what you said is Devin Haney wasn't always open. I mean, he was open to go to other platforms, but he was signed to Matchroom.
Yeah.
It wasn't until that deal was done when he went over to Top Rank, and then he signed a three fight deal to get with Top Rank, and then he came back to Matchroom and signed another deal to Matchroom.
Right.
So it wasn't like he was just able to just go wherever he wanted to go. He
Bro,
gave the impression that he was, but if you look at all the fights that he had, they was over at Matchroom. Even when he was fighting PBC fighters, they was at Matchroom. The PBC fighters had to go fight him over there because, if I'm not mistaken, Jojo Diaz is a PBC fighter. He had to go over there to fight Devin Haney. He wasn't fighting over on another platform. He was fighting on Matchroom. So they said they was free to go whatever, but I've never seen them actually go to another platform when he was under Matchroom and fight. It wasn't until that deal was up when he went to Top Rank.
yeah, I was gonna get to that. I was gonna say he was moving beneficial to, his end goal. And his end goal has always been to keep Tank name in his mouth, but never really fight him. So he was bouncing around fighting Tank, but claiming that he got that smoke with Tank, and Tank scared of him, and he the boogeyman.
Yeah.
But if you do it right though, that monster, like if you just say a couple fight deals, and you don't get tied into something, you can get yourself to points and places where you can actually get the fights made. So you just got to do it right. And I don't know if Devin Haney had that in mind, but I mean, I was just letting I was just letting your boy do what he do, man. You know, he want to throw shade on Tank. I ain't mad at it, man. Everybody throw shade on Tank.
But the thing is, like, the only person I see that's able to do that and do it religiously is Canelo, and that's because Canelo can sell. If you can't
Yeah.
sell, you're not going to be able to just hop around wherever you want to go.
Well,
You're
you
gonna
right with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're gonna sign a multi-fight deal because nobody's just gonna let you hop over there and do one fight unless you are a big draw. And like I said, Canelo's the outside of Tank Davis, Canelo is the only other big draw that I can that's able to hop from platform to platform. And he was the only one that was doing it because he was a big draw. So I don't think Devin Haney would be able to do that without signing a multi-fight deal with any platform because he's not a draw like that. Now, not saying that he can't be a draw. I'm just going by what the numbers saying. The numbers are saying that he's not a draw like that. So, um, but I mean, him being open to go to platforms, that's cool. I just like to see you do it. You can say you open to go to platforms, but I need to see you do it. It's one thing to say you open, is another thing to do it.
yeah, no doubt. And that's where I was going to get to. The fact that he got the ability to do it, yeah, that's a good thing, but he has not capitalized on that ability to do it. And like you said, that one missing piece is the fact that you putting cheeks in seats and you got people buying your fights whenever they go on the market. And like Canelo right now is the only one that has done that.
Yeah.
So if you use Canelo, that as your example, then you're winning. But not Devin Haney because Devin Haney is looking to stay out until Ryan Garcia can fight. Why?
Yeah, yeah,
Because he knows that's a payday that he can get. Because people will want to see that fight, and he can make more than 2.3 million on a fight.
what's going on, Puro?
What's
Appreciate you.
up, bro?
Hey, what's up, fellas? What's going on, man? What we cooking on?
My
What we
brother
smoking on?
What's
Tank
going
Puro,
on,
still?
man?
hey Puro, what you think about all this, man?
Tank and like what in particular about Tank? Tank and Devin. Devin like cloud chasing
Well,
his
well, my,
name
my
for the
thing is,
longest. Or what?
we hear a lot of no. What I'm saying, we hear a lot about Tank. We know,
Mm.
probably the most popular guy in boxing right now. What I'm saying is, isn't it kind of funny that Tank Davis is the biggest star, but someone has control over him. Where you see like a Devin Haney, who's not as good as him, is his own boss. Why hasn't Tank took the time to become his own boss? It's not this reminds me of where a guy says he's somebody, but he's really not. Like I hear Tank say he's his own boss, he does what he wants, but he's not moving like it. It seems like for him to do anything, he has to say, please, may I, can I? Or you got a Devin Haney who can go where he wants,
I mean, every time you start talking nonsense, you fade out.
fight who he wants.
Yeah, I
So
was
what I'm
about to say
saying
the
is, what
same
model you
thing.
think is
The live ain't going for the bull. The live,
I mean, if you go by what Tank said, in the
well,
past
well,
about
well,
trying to rob the bank, kind of like just make as much money as he can with very little risk, then he's been doing it correct. Like I'm a big Tank fan,
yeah,
and I'm sure a lot of other Tank fans are frustrated that like we can't see, like Loma or him unify or big fights, or whatever. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, man, like I was saying a while back, I forgot on whose life. These guys, bro, like we can fucking yell till the cows come home, bro. But these guys run their careers how they see fit, you know. So at the end of the day, bro, we just hoping that these guys, try to like give us something that we'd like to see.
Okay, so what is it
yeah.
that you
And
not saying?
I'm
What
just
you not
I'm
saying?
just basically saying, as a boxing fan, I feel like Tank Davis is a solid guy, great guy. Um, I've heard nothing but good things about him outside of the ring. So, but my thing is this: I just feel like he's a little disingenuous. He says he's his own boss, but he's not his own boss. He has a boss. I just want him to stop saying he's things that he's not. I don't know if that's wrong
Who's
of me
his
as a
boss,
fan
BVO?
to want that, but
Yeah.
Who's
I
his
just
boss?
wish he would just be honest. Say it again.
Who's his boss?
I can't hear you. Say it again.
Who's his boss, BVO? You heard me. Who's his boss? I'm asking you a question. Who who's his boss, BVO? You saying he not his own boss. So I'm asking for the panel and for the people in attendance, who's Tank Davis' boss? Go.
I would like to know.
Tank don't have
Who's
a
his
boss.
boss?
Tank don't have a boss.
I
He
already
signed.
know D3, but I wanted he up here talking this
Oh,
smack,
yeah.
so I wanted to get right at him.
Al Heyman is not his boss because if you listen to what Tank Davis told everybody when he had that interview on, I believe it was the Cigar Talk, and he said he got a bigger deal than Floyd got when he signed at this age. He wasn't talking about the deal he got with PBC. He was talking about the deal he got with Amazon. He signed exclusively to Amazon. He's his own promoter. He signed to Amazon. That's the deal that he got. He's not. He's not. I mean, he's still a quote unquote PBC fighter, but he is signed to Amazon.
And that included this Frank fight.
Yeah, that was the Frank fight when he was talking to the dude on Cigar Talk, and he said, "Look, it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. I got a bigger deal than Floyd got. He signed to Amazon."
All right.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna see him fight the guys that everybody says he's avoiding or doesn't want to fight. I mean, I think what people really fail to realize about this dude is that he grew up hard in a rough, rugged area that don't have no favors for nobody, and he made it through. The man actually got up to knock people out in the street because he had to let them know that, I'm not no punk. To step in the ring with somebody with some gloves on and some regulated, not such a big deal to him. He was underneath somebody that was having him do it a certain way. And now I think that band is gone. You get to see him move and maneuver. So these fights that we crave for, that we clamor for, we getting them. And I think we're gonna get him until he calls it a quits. I mean, for anybody that have reservations about it, I understand. We all want to see people fight. We want to see people fight the best too. I know I do.
That's why I think that's the reason why you haven't heard Bill or Devin speak about Tank since the Ryan Garcia fight because they saw what happened in the Frank Martin fight. That daggone sparring, it doesn't matter when you get in the ring and you only got on 8-ounce gloves. Those 16-ounce gloves, yeah, you got saved from the 16-ounce glove. Those 8-ounce gloves is a big difference. Is a big difference. Them punches coming a lot harder.
Oh, that's definitely a fact. And on top of that too, man. I mean, that sparring whole clip was some nonsense, and I didn't really see nothing spectacular in that. But one thing I do know, I take no stock off of no sparring session or anything like that. I take stock of what we see in that ring. I want people to get back to the days when you really want to fight, you show up to the fight. When you really want to fight, you show up to the press conference. You want to fight, you show up to the special events where they're going to and whatever the case may be and say, yeah, you a dang good fighter, but man, you ain't fought me yet.
That's
Till you,
enough. That's enough. I never seen Devin Haney at none of Tank's fight. None of them. I never seen him at none of his fights. If
You
that's
Well,
never
you
enough,
gotta
seen him
remember.
pull up on him either.
yeah.
You
If
gotta
that's
remember this. When
you want to
Demetrius
fight,
Andrade was doing, can y'all hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
When Demetrius Andrade was doing that, he got vilified for it. So
I
what are
don't
we
know.
talking about?
We're not talking about
What
Demetrius.
that got to do with it?
We're not talking
No,
about.
what I'm saying is when Demetrius Andrade showed up to Canelo's
We're not talking about
press
Andre.
conference,
Come on, man. Ain't
You,
nobody
it
trying
was
to hear that.
we're not talking about Andre because there's other fighters that did it since Andre did that. Since he pulled up the Canelo, there's other fighters that did it. We seen Ryan show up at Tank Davis's fight. We seen Dagon Monster anyway just showed up at Shushu fight. What are you talking about? We seen fighters show up at other at other people fight. We seen
what I'm telling you, Freak,
go to Earl Spence fights. If it's somebody that you want to fight, you're gonna show up to their fight. I've never seen Devin Haney at a Tank Davis fight. Never. I ain't saying that he hasn't been there. I just never seen
Brother Free. What I'm saying is I seen Demetrius Andrade get clowned for keep showing up at Canelo's fights. He showed up at Charlo's fights. And they clowned him. They said he's a clout chaser. What? He's a meat boy.
So what? So what?
You say so what? You say so what? But I'm like, that would stop anybody from doing it. Last thing anybody want to be called is a meat boy.
Stop anybody from doing it. Because I just named fighters that done it since Andre did that. I named fighters that done it since then.
Fighters was doing it in the 80s, in the 90s, in the 70s, in the 60s. Fighters always been showing up to fighters fight. What are you talking about, my man?
Yeah, just showing up to a fight. Whatever.
Hold up, D3. I got it. What are you talking about? What are you now, I was really being nice. What are you talking about? This been going on. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to show up to let that man know, yeah, I'm here. I ain't afraid. What are you talking about? It's been going on since the beginning of boxing, my guy. You gonna sit up here on a cool Friday night with this nonsense? I ain't letting you have it, bro. No, you're not doing it. Now you try to make up some damn excuse for some Devin Haney. Man, you don't get up on out here with that boy. You lucky you ain't in my presence, man. I karate chop you right now, man. Right in your jugular. What's wrong with you, man?
Hey,
get your mind right, fella. Man. You done made me go off like I'm Bismarcky in here. I was trying to be cool. I was really trying to be cool. I let you slide with some nonsense, but you just hit the Richter scale with that. Now, for the continuation of the show, please do not do that, brother. Please. We try to have a peaceful night, and you just find a way to F it up. What's wrong with you, man? Get in step, brother. Stop being Marlon Jackson and get the routine right.
Well, Tony's reviews. What you think about all this, Tony? We just heard my big brother Crush go off in another goofball about it.
No, I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring it back further to when I first came in. I'm gonna say this. I don't think Devin's his own boss, and I don't think Tank's his own boss. I don't think either one. See, my thing about Devin is this: you're not Floyd Mayweather Jr. Floyd was his own boss. He fought for himself. Devin is a free agent. He has to fight for other people. He has to fight for other promoters. He's not his own boss. When he wanted to fight Kambosos, he was forced to sign with Top Rank. That's not a boss move. And then he fights for Eddie Hearn. That's not a boss move. A boss move is you finance your own fights, you support yourself, and you don't need other people to support you, and you don't work for another promotional company. You're your own entity. So that's not a boss to me. Tank's not his own boss because he's signed to, I guess, Amazon Prime now. So that's who he works for. So at the end of the day, I don't think either one of them are on that Floyd Mayweather, but not a lot of people are. As far as like most popular fighter, I would still say that would have to be AJ or Canelo. If you go off of like pure viewerships, numbers, ticket sales, etc., I don't think either one are on that level. Tank is way more popular than Devin. That's without a doubt. I mean, that's easy to see. But outside of that, I want to come back to, I know I'm being long with him, just trying to sum it all up. Tank being from the hood, that don't mean shit in the ring because 98% of the people in the hood can't fucking fight, and there's a whole lot of bitches from the hood. So just because you from the streets don't mean you tough by default, and it don't really mean shit. When you get in that ring and you're at the elite level, them other motherfuckers may not be from your same situation, but they killers just like you. And they might be better than you. And you might know that. And when you're facing somebody greater than you,
who's this one that you're speaking of?
It's a whole different mentality.
Who's this one that you're speaking of? Because he's going to be on the list. So which one of these people is like Tank's contemporary that ain't from the hood, but's going to get in that ring and get in his ass? So which is this fighter we looking for? Because he getting named. So which one you say it is? Because we gonna do that. What it is? Cause nobody said it. Him being from the street gives him bulletproof thing. But I said that means he ain't afraid to step in the ring. But since you took it there, who is that guy that's gonna give him his ass in that ring?
Who is the guy that's gonna beat Tank?
Yeah. Who's gonna know? Going whoop his ass like you just said.
I'll say this. I don't know who's gonna whoop his ass, but I know he won't fight a champion of his own weight class. I know that.
So Loma's not a champion of his own weight class?
Has he fought Loma?
He's about to sign.
Yeah, it's all worked out. He's gonna fight him.
Okay, hold on. Pause. Wait a minute. Reverse. How many times have we talked about Tank allegedly going to fight Loma and it never happens?
We ain't worrying about the past, bruh.
Well, the past tells you where you're going. I'll believe it when it is signed, sealed, and delivered. I'll believe it when they're in the ring. Until then,
on the campus, been in the ring. Who's going to be the next guy that's going to be the one? I just want to hear it from you. Who's going to be the guy? Will it be who?
In 135? Are we talking about strictly
135, 140, wherever he fights? Who's going to be that guy?
Emilio Vargas.
I mean, well, yeah, Vargas is good. Tank still got Shakur problems because I'm not so sure.
Who is that guy?
I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure Tank can get to Shakur.
Okay, so Shakur is that guy.
If we're talking about 135, I think that those, in my opinion, right now, looking at the landscape, and I'm doing this off the eye test with Tank because I really don't know because he's always bringing people up. So my eye test tells me that Tank and Shakur are two there. I don't know. Now, if the Loma fight happens, we'll see how he deals with Loma. We'll see if he knocks him out. If he does, then regardless of Loma's age, you got to tip your hat to that because nobody's ever done that to Lomachenko. Lomachenko showed a great chin. He's got a high IQ, but we'll see what he does.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. No doubt.
But again, if I'm going off eye test, then I would have to say the best two of that. But to me, Shakur has already proven to be the best at his weight class because he beat the number one guy at his weight class. And I brought somebody up. The last time, in my opinion, Tank. Hold on. The last time, in my opinion, Tank was in a 50-50 fight was against Pedraza. Outside of that, it's been lower opposition compared to him. Now, Shakur, when he was at 130, he beat the number one guy in Oscar Valdez. So I've already seen Shakur dismantle the number one guy of a weight class. I've yet to see Tank do it.
Okay. You talking about a dude that has some dirty stuff in his tea, man? Are you serious?
Never was the same afterwards.
You bringing up Oscar Valdez? Where he at right now?
I'm no Shakur fan, but that is his best win.
But where is he at right? Yeah, but his best win. Whoopie do. Is that something really big? Is he known as a killer and all that? No, he's not.
At the time, it was big. Yeah.
Man, I don't give a damn about that.
But he did.
That's just the title. You understand me? That's just the title, bro.
Well, right now, Oscar Valdez is the WBO interim champion. Like, so he got his belt. He got the belt back. That's where he's at right now.
But Shakur don't fight at 130 no more. He's fighting 135. So who's the best fighter he fought at 135?
See, you didn't listen to what I said. What I said was I've seen Shakur beat the number one ranked guy of his weight class. That was Oscar Valdez. I have yet to see Tank Davis beat the number one guy of any weight class he's been in because he has never fought the number one guy in any weight class.
So who fault is that?
Wouldn't that be on Tank?
No, why guy just go one way? What are you talking about? Nobody wasn't calling him out. Nobody wasn't calling him out. Ain't nobody sending nothing. So what are you talking about?
So tell me how all these guys have
No, answer my question. Did anybody send him anything? Answer my question. Did any number one guy send him anything? Did they? If they ain't send him anything, then the conversation is over.
Okay. According to Tank, no. This is dumb to me for two reasons. According to Tank, he's the A side no matter what. So you got to bend it and need all his wants and needs. Number one. Number two, Tank is older. Okay, this man is pushing 30. You have guys like Shakur, you have guys like Devin, even Cambosis, Teofimo Lopez. They all passed them up. Now you have to ask yourself, how did he let that happen? At some point in time, you got to look at the fighter when several other younger fighters are doing more at a faster pace.
Doing what? What they doing?
Knocking off the number one people. They're knocking off the number one people.
Who's the last number one person Tio knocked off?
Josh Taylor.
Lomachenko, Josh
Taylor.
And Lomachenko.
140. Like, what are you talking about?
No, what are you talking about? Because that's just numbers. That don't make them better opposition, my man. It's just numbers.
You getting cooked tonight.
Ain't nobody getting cooked. Ain't nobody cooking me. I don't get cooked. What the hell you talking about?
Let's go back. Hector Garcia is the person you talking about. Tank brought up, right?
That's one of many.
One of many. Who's the other many?
Leo Santa Cruz.
Leo Santa Cruz. He went down too. Didn't bring up. So who's one of many?
No, he came up from 126.
He went down to fight for his belt. Who? Who else? Yeah, go Google that ish. So we can have some of this stew that BVO, you saying is getting cooked up on.
Ain't nobody getting cooked over here. What are you talking about?
No. What he cooked himself on is he said, "Who is the last?" No. See, there you go interjecting because you know you put yourself in a corner.
I ain't objecting nothing, bro. I said what I said. I meant that.
Trying to get away from this point that you killed yourself. Boy,
I ain't running from nothing, bro.
There you go. He won't let me say the point because he knows. He made the statement. Who's the last number one guy that Teofimo Lopez beat? And he just beat Josh Taylor not that long ago. Like, what are we talking about?
Okay, so what do that mean? What do that mean? Do that mean that Josh Taylor? Do that mean because he's ranked number one that he's better?
What it means is you have.
That's just a no question, my man.
Yes, it means he's better on paper.
No, it does.
Yes, it does. Yes, it
no,
does.
it don't.
Yes, it does.
Because if he got in the ring with it, Tank could beat his ass too.
We don't know.
What are you talking about?
We don't know that because Tank ain't been in the ring with him. For all you know, Tank can run into a guy and get laid the fuck down.
I'm not confident that he'll whoop his ass. Just like you confident that somebody will beat him, I'm confident that he'll beat somebody's ass. Just that simple.
Well, you know the old saying, Crush. If was the fifth, we all be drunk. You got a lot of ifs over there.
Yo, listen, that man can talk for himself. What you slide yourself in for? I cook you on a deli, man. Sit your ass down. I'm talking to a grown man right now.
Look here.
Don't get drunk.
I'm not having a conversation with you, and you trying to slide a couple punches in there. What's wrong with you, bro? You can't go outside.
Let me say this real quick. Because you rank number one, that doesn't necessarily mean you're better. Because Kambosos was ranked number one. That doesn't mean he was better. He was just ranked number one because he beat somebody. He was better that night that he beat Tio, and he beat Tio. He was better than Tio that night, but that doesn't mean he was better. He was better than Tio that night.
Yeah. So here's where I disagree. And only hold on. This is where I disagree, and only Tank Davis fans do this mental gymnastics. In the entirety history of boxing, there has always been one goal: to become a champion. Undisputed became a thing after there became multiple belts. You want to be a champion, you want to be undisputed, you want to be undoubtedly the best guy. Well, at some point in time, there has to be a way to measure how deep the water is. The way you measure it is off them belts. Are some champions better than other champions? Yes, that is a true statement. However, you find out who the best is when the best fight the best. But as I explained earlier, it always seems that Tank is getting passed up by guys younger than him who are making more achievements. That's the way you measure. Case in point, real fast. Paulo, hold on, let me finish, Be Free. I hear you, Mike. You ready to go? I know you're about to jump in. But let me finish this point. I'm about to land right here. I argue with so many people that Matisse was pure ass garbage shit. The dude already had been beat up by a bomb, dropped by bombs, and I told everybody who would listen that Paro was going to embarrass this dude. Why? Because the eye test doesn't mean shit. When you fight elite fighters, high quality opponents, then it really, the rubber meets the road. Now, Tank could get in there with Lomachenko and knock him the fuck out. He could move up to 140 and knock Tio the fuck out. But until he actually does it, It doesn't mean anything. It's just hypothetical.
Now, when you bring up the belts, yeah, a lot of people use the belts to judge who's the best. They bring up the belts to judge who's the best. When it comes to Tank Davis, like I said before you came on the show, the reason why Tank Davis wasn't going for the belts is because Floyd didn't want him to go in for the belts. He didn't want him paying the sanctioning fees because Floyd didn't want that money being taken from him. Floyd wanted that extra money because the sanctioning fees get taken out on top. They get taken off the top, and then they deviate the money from the rest of the people, whoever you got to pay out. The sanction fee gets taken off the top. Once that money comes in, you pay the sanctioning fee. The rest of the money gets split up then. Floyd didn't want him paying the sanctioning fee. So Floyd said, you don't need those belts. We can make you a star without having to pay all those sanctioning fees. That's the reason why Tank didn't want to go for the belt. Because if you listen to Tank, when he was at 130, when he first became champion at 130, he wanted to be undisputed. He wanted to unify the belt. Floyd didn't want him doing that. That's the first interview that Tank had. They said, hey, now that you beat Pedraza, what do you want to do? He said, I want to unify the belts. I want to be undisputed. That's what Tank wanted. But Floyd didn't want that for Tank. So that's the reason why he didn't go for those belts. Because Floyd was making his fights, and he didn't put him in those unification fights.
Get up off the top contenders.
Yeah. Is that the same Tank who left that bet on the scale?
Yeah.
In the McGregor fight? So what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
He was never a unified champion.
You're not listening. Free. Listen to what I just said, my brother. I said the next fight when he was on the McGregor card, he left the IBF crown on the scale. So he was never serious about it at all. That was all BS, and you believed him.
No, he did want the dad to be unified. He did. I told
Why he leave the belts on the scale? Why he leave them on the scale then?
He lost it on the scale because he was undisciplined. Not because he didn't want the belt. He lost it on the scale because he was undisciplined. He wasn't in shape. That's why he lost it on the scale. He didn't lose it on the scale and say, hey, you know what? I don't want this belt. I'm just going to lose it on the scale. No, he was undisciplined. He wasn't in shape. He lost it on the scale. It wasn't like he didn't try to make weight. He tried. He didn't do it.
Okay, I'm going to say this real fast, all right? So let's go off his recent history, right? Mario Barrios was a prospect. Isai Cruz was a prospect. Rolly Romero was a prospect. Frank Martin was a prospect. Even Ryan Garcia was a prospect.
Mario Barrios was not no prospect.
Yes,
he was. Mario Barrios was a contender.
He was a champion. He was a champion at 140. Yes, he was. He was a WBA champion.
I know you interjected over me, but listen to me. Listen to me. No, listen to me. Listen to me.
He was a WBA champion.
Listen to me, please.
He was a WBA champion.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If that WBA belt and he was a legitimate champion, then answer me this question. How the fuck was Josh Taylor undisputed at the time?
It doesn't matter if Josh Taylor was undisputed. He still was a WBA champion. He wasn't an intern champion. He was a WBA champion.
WBA, okay, pause. WBA champion doesn't mean shit when there's a super champion. When there's a super champion in that division, that belt doesn't even mean anything. If you have
it does mean something. It does mean something. You know what that belt means? That the WBA, yes it does. The WBA belt means the WBA belt means the WBA champion has to fight all of the mandatory. The WBA super fights none.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
The
WBA super fights none. The WBA champion fights all of them.
Okay, let me ask you this, B Free. If the WBA Reggie belt means that much, then let me ask you this question. Let's say you have the IBF, WBO, WBC. Okay, let's say you have those three belts and you have the regular WBA and I have the super WBA. Are you undisputed?
No, the WBA.
Exactly.
Okay.
No, let me finish.
According to Captain Kirk, you are.
Hold on.
Listen. Right now. Tank Davis is the WBA champion. He's not a super, but it doesn't mean anything.
Okay, so let me finish.
Doesn't mean anything.
Let me
Doesn't
finish.
mean.
Oh my God.
Answer yes or no. You don't have to give an explanation. Doesn't mean anything. Yes or no.
You don't understand how
Yes
the WBA
or
works.
no.
You
Yes
don't
or no.
understand. You don't
Yes
understand how
or
the WBA
no.
works.
Yes or
You
no.
don't understand how
Yes
the WBA
or
works.
no.
It's not a yes
Yes
or no.
or no.
It's
Yes,
not
it
a yes
is.
or no.
Yes,
Not,
it
no,
is.
it's not.
Because
No,
it's
it's
the
not.
same belt.
Because
He
here's
didn't
the
change the
problem.
belt. It's
Here's
the
the
same belt.
problem.
He didn't
Here's
get
the
another belt.
problem.
It's the
Here's
same
the
belt. He
problem.
didn't get no other
Oh
belt.
my gosh.
It's the same belt.
You
Yes or
realize
no? Yes or
you
no?
don't? You don't? You
Yes
gonna let
or
me
no?
talk?
No,
You
not
don't?
until you answer. Yes or no?
Let me answer it.
Not
It's not a yes or
yes
no.
or no?
You're wrong.
Yes
That's
or
the
no?
answer. You're wrong.
Yes
You don't
or
know
no?
what you're talking about, and I'm gonna explain
Yes
why
or no?
you're
Yes
wrong.
or no?
You're wrong.
Yes
You're
or
wrong.
no?
You're wrong.
Yes or no? You're not
You're
gonna get
wrong.
nothing off until you answer yes or no.
When you're done
Yes
with this,
or
I'm
no?
gonna tell you why you're wrong.
Yes
You're
or
wrong.
no?
You're wrong.
Yes or no? Doesn't
You're
mean
wrong.
anything.
Talk
Yes
about
or no?
filibustering.
You're wrong.
Yes or no?
He ain't gonna let me explain it because he
Doesn't
knows
mean
he's
anything.
wrong.
Yes
He
or
knows
no?
he's wrong. He knows he's wrong.
No, you know
He's
you're
scared.
wrong. That's
He's
why you
scared
don't
for
want
me
to
to
answer
talk.
yes or
He's
no.
scared for
You
me to
know you're
talk.
wrong. That's why you
why
want to
won't
give
let
an
me talk.
explanation
Well, let me
because
talk
you
and
know
you tell
you're
me how
wrong.
wrong I am.
If
You
you're
let
not
me
wrong,
talk.
you won't give
You
an
let me talk
explanation.
and we'll see
You
how
would
wrong
say
I am.
yes, it means
You
something
let
or
me
no.
get it off and we'll see how
But
wrong I am.
because you got to give an explanation is because you're wrong. That's why you got to
you're
give an
wrong.
explanation.
You're
Because
wrong.
you're
That's why
wrong.
you're scared for me to talk.
No, I'm not scared of shit. You're not
So let
answering
me
the
talk.
question.
Let me
You're not
talk.
answering it.
I'm going to
Yes
answer
or
the
no?
question. I'm
Does
going to
it
answer
mean
the
anything?
question.
Yes or no?
I'm going to answer the
Does
question.
it mean anything?
You're
Yes or no?
wrong. You're
Does
wrong.
it mean anything? Yes or no?
You're wrong.
Does it mean anything? Yes or no?
You're wrong.
Yes. Does it mean anything? Yes or no?
You don't
I can do this
understand.
all night. I don't have
I
nowhere to
can
go. I
too.
can do this
I
all
can
night.
too.
Does it mean
You're
anything? Yes
wrong.
or no?
The fact of the matter is,
Does it mean
you're wrong
anything?
and
Yes
you
or
don't
no?
even understand why you're
Does
wrong.
it mean anything? Yes or
Using
no?
Tank is a horrible example and you don't even
Does
understand
it
why.
mean anything? Yes or no?
You don't even understand why this is a
Does it
horrible
mean
example.
anything? Yes
Instead
or
of
no?
being here and understand, he don't get it. So he's just going to be
Does it
repetitive.
mean anything? Tank Davis is the
You're wrong.
quote unquote regular champion.
You're
He's not a
wrong.
super. Does it mean
You're
anything?
wrong.
Yes or no?
You're wrong.
Hey, what belt did Lomachenko hold?
The
Did he have
WBA,
that super?
he had a WBA super when he
And that's
beat
the belt that's the belt Tio took from him, right?
Yep.
they gave him the WBA
That's
super
the-
when he fought the other dude I forgot the guy's name, but when he fought him, they made the WBA because he wasn't the WBA super prior to fighting Lomachenko. Once the Lomachenko fight was made, it was the WBA super on the line.
And then that's the belt that Tio took from him, right? The super.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That's the same belt Cambosos took from Tio, right?
Tio. Yep.
Why was Cambosos never undefeated? I mean undisputed.
Because of the Devin Haney
I thought it
debacle
was.
with the WBC. It was the
He had a red
WBC
belt?
belt.
I thought
He had a red
No,
belt?
it was the WBC. Thomas, it had nothing to do, listen to me. It had nothing to do with the WBA. It had to do with the WBC franchise belt. He won the franchise belt while Devin Haney was the WBC champion. It's different than the super belt. Now, what I'm trying to get to is this. But D Free just keeps saying yes and no. If you're going to use Tank Davis up to date, here's the problem with your example. There is no current WBA super champion. So therefore, the regular WBA belt means you are the champion because there's no super champion. The WBA does this all the time in weight classes. They'll have a super, they'll have a regular. But if there is no super, then the regular belt is looked at the legitimate champion. However, if there is a super champion like Josh Taylor was with the WBA regular belt doesn't mean anything. You don't hold any weight. That's why I was saying, if you had 3 of the major titles with the regular WBA belt, but I had the super WBA belt, it doesn't matter. You're not undisputed until you beat me because I have the super belt. I have the only one that matters when it comes to undisputed. So Mario Barrios was not a legitimate champion because Josh Taylor was a super champion, and that's the only belt that fucking matters when it's in the weight class.
So why is he documented as a champion then, if it don't matter?
Because everybody is documented. You have people that are intercontinental champions, silver champions. They're all considered champions, but it doesn't mean they're the legitimate belt holder. There's a million fucking belts. There's a million fucking champions, but we only look at 4 that matter. That's the WBC. If there's not a franchise, we look at the regular WBC. We look at the WBA Super if there's If there's a super, that's the number one. We have the IBF and WBO. Those are the major belts. But within those sanctioning bodies, you have a million belts. You have intercontinentals. You have interns. You have silver, diamond. And I could go on and on and on. And all these people could claim to be lesser champions.
There's too many goddamn belts. That's the problem with boxing right now.
I agree.
Thank you for breaking that down. It's too many damn belts, and that's one of the major problems with boxing right now. They gotta get rid of some of this nonsense because he did an awesome breakdown. So if it don't hold any weight, then it shouldn't even be documented. That's true. So if we only looking at 4 major belts, and I think that's too goddamn much, if you ask me. It keeps people away from really getting at each other, despite the other things that come in between. He just got too much going on.
They want that 3% more than they want a champion. That's the thing.
Well,
and that's my whole argument. You know what I mean? Because, like I said before, and I'm pretty sure everybody would agree with this, these fighters, as much as they got to do to prep for these fights, then get in these wars, and then you turn around and say, well, for you to be recognized as this, I want 3%. Fuck you, I ain't telling you a goddamn thing. I just whip everybody fucking ass, and that's just that. I don't need to be paying you a percentage to be considered nothing. That's highway robbery. What they doing with the fucking money? Having a good old time with it.
We'll see.
It's funny you say that because when they first made Larry Holmes the champion of IBF, he didn't pay any sectioning fees.
I know.
This is what I hope, Crush. This is what I hope happens. And I don't know how y'all feel about this, but this is why I want Turkey Al-Shade to buy out all these fucking boxers. So there'll be one belt again. Fuck all the sanctioning bodies. Fuck all the bullshit. We've already seen how Saudi Arabia moves. They're making the best fight the best in every fucking weight class they get their hands on. And then you don't have all these sanctioning fees. You know who the best is. There's only one belt that matters.
Hey, we spoke on this before. I agree with you. A few of us, we spoke on that. It was, I like that because if that's how you want to get it done and these guys want to get paid, that's one thing they want to do besides being a champion. That's the way that you do it because they know if the money's there, hey, let it happen. So I hope he does it. I hope he keep on pushing and putting these fights together. I'm excited for this Terrence Crawford card coming up. It's a good undercard. I want to see more. These guys really want it. He put it out there. They don't take that money, then we know they fronting. And if this is the way that you get the best to fight the best, hey, let's see it. I don't care who puts it together, but if that's the way you're going to do it, I like it. I ain't got no problem with it.
Well, I like that too, but it'll never happen. It'll never happen because you got people like Joshua and Tank make too much money. What you guys think about Anthony Joshua jumping up trying to fight Daniel Dubois at that sit down? What did you guys think about that?
Go ahead, Tony. You want to go first? Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
You got it, bro.
Okay.
I ain't got a problem with it. If you want to fight him, let's get it on. This is what we want to see. If the boys ain't ducking the smoke, this is what we want to see. We don't want to hear excuses and all that. If he want the smoke and the man want to inhale it, get it on. I like to see the fight. Some people think the boys got a chance of winning this fight against AJ. We just talked about this on the show a few nights ago, BVO. Some people think he has a chance. Some people think they don't. He doesn't. So it's very interesting heavyweight match for me. So let's see it. I don't have a problem with it. As long as the man don't duck the smoke, I don't have a problem with it. If you avoid it, he getting in the grill. That's all I got.
I personally, I've always liked AJ, but I'm about tired of AJ. You can't play off like you're this humble, nice dude, and you got AJ since he got his ass whooped against Usyk, running up on college kids, trying to fight him, trying to fight at the fucking sit down face off with security all around. Nothing's gonna happen. I'm tired of AJ. I've always liked him, but at this point, I hope Triple D knocks him the fuck out and we can move on. Like, I don't know. Like, there's something about AJ that's just been rubbing me the wrong way, and I like how Triple D moves. He doesn't cuss. I mean, the dude, like, I like Triple D. Period.
Yeah, I like the boys. He's improved too. Probably one of the most improved boxers I've seen in all the weight classes. So shout out to him. He's gotten better.
Yo, be in the back.
He has a good chance of beating AJ. I give him a good chance of beating AJ. It's a 50 fight for me, or I might say 45-45 for Daniel Du Bois. I would like to see AJ get all the way out the goddamn way. He rubbed me the wrong way. Been rubbing me the wrong way for quite some damn time. I just never really, the guy never really appealed to me naturally. And that's just that. So yeah, Daniel Du Bois get in there and whoop his ass. I would like to see that.
I mean, stranger things have happened. I mean, it's a good fight though, because AJ, he's trying to get back to title contention. They're fucking fighting for the rematch for the undisputed. So I mean, that's a good fight. I think AJ kills him. To be honest, but hey, stranger things.
Puro, this is actually for the real title. It's for the IBF title.
Oh shit, because somebody vacated, right?
Yeah, they got stripped. So Usyk got stripped, and Dubois is the real champion.
Oh shit, that makes 100% sense. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I like to see that. What you got, Tommy?
I like the fight, man. Honestly, I think that he's a threat that Joshua hasn't been in the ring with too many times. I think, Joshua's been fortunate in a lot of fights, but, he does have skills. He's an excellent boxer. He's got an excellent cornerman, and he got power. So it's always a threat of him putting his punches together and getting his opponent out of there. Dubois the same way. He's schooled. He's got power, and he, if he just control himself mentally, he'd be all right. Because hell, he was out boxing the boxer the night he had hit him in the stomach and got a knockout, disqualified.
Yeah, because
I think it's great, but
oh shit, there goes Shelton. He always goes on a hiatus and avoids my channel when he gets his picks wrong.
Hey, I'm listening at you niggas. I'm listening at you motherfuckers up here wishing on a star, man. AJ gonna beat the brakes off this dude.
I agree.
First of all, Shelton, when you come in here with respect. Don't come in here and call us MFers and all that. Speak to everybody.
I did not say, hold on, Crush. You out of pocket, Crush. I didn't say nothing about no motherfuckers and none of that. You out of pocket, bro. I didn't say that.
You said niggas. God damn.
What's up, niggas? What's up, man? You my guy. Hey, I was just watching Gongora and Martinez. Gongora's getting the brakes beat off him, bro.
Wow.
Hold on.
He's beating the brakes off Gongora.
Can I fight?
It was a good fight.
Hold on, Puro. Let me
go.
2 seconds. Let me just steal the show for 2 seconds. Because this is now like the 4th or 5th time Shelton Moore has avoided my channel after being wrong extremely bad. So 2 questions. What happened to your boy Richard? What happened to your boy Richard? And what happened to your boy Matias?
Matias got his ass kicked. Number one.
Yeah, like I told you.
And I was definitely wrong about that. He got his ass kicked. Liam Perro beat him with combinations, movement. He whooped his ass. My boy Vosdick, he got his ass whooped. But he also showed Benavidez that coming up here to 75 is different. That's why Benavidez want to go back to 68. Because you hit that man with the kitchen sink, and he ain't go nowhere. And it really didn't affect him.
Yeah, I don't care about that fight. What happened with your boy Richard Riacapor when he fought Chris?
Oh, he got his ass kicked. He got his ass kicked.
Shit, I want to get his ass kicked, man.
He got his ass kicked. Hey, but look, that's the beauty of boxing. You remember what Eddie Futch used to call a boxing ring, right?
That's I don't remember.
He said the boxing ring is the 4 corners of truth. When you step up in these ropes, the truth is gonna come out.
I'm glad you said that, Sheldon.
I just don't understand how you didn't see Matias was a fucking bum.
He's not a bum. He's not a bum. He's not a bum. I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna let you get away with that, Tony. He's not a bum.
Man. Come on.
But Liam Perro is a lot better than I thought he was, and he gonna give a whole lot of dudes at 140 some problems.
Get the fuck out of here. Liam Perro is maybe a top 10 fighter because there's a lot of dudes that would beat the shit out of him. The fact is, like I told you when we had this discussion, Matias is pure ass. Listen, he got beat by a fucking taxi driver. He got put on his ass by a tomato can. The dude is trash.
Okay, that's cool. So that means that Gary Antoine Russell is trash too, because he got his ass kicked too.
He fought a guy that was undefeated.
He got his ass kicked though.
Well, it was a close fight.
And no, it wasn't a close fight. He got his ass kicked, and nobody saw it coming.
And last time I checked, you picked Gary to win.
I sure did. I thought
it was close, Shelton. Puello surprised me.
Hey, Kuro, I didn't think it was close. Gary Antoine Russell ate the same right hand all goddamn night.
I couldn't
get away from it.
I thought it was a clear winner. I thought Puello won clear, but I thought it was close.
Clear.
Hero.
Talk to me.
You was about to cook. Go on and cook, man.
I thought it was a really close fight. I thought it was a really close fight, but I thought Puello won clean, and I didn't really rate Puello highly. This fight, he showed me a couple of wrinkles to his game that I didn't know he had. It was a good fight, though. I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch.
Oh, I for sure. He taught me something. Puello taught me something.
Yeah, I think Puello was
so.
Yeah, Puello's tough, man. I can't take nothing away from him. I thought it was a close fight, though.
Yeah, I thought it was close.
I thought it was a real close fight. I thought it was a good fight, and I think it's definitely rematch worthy. But
it's rematch worthy. I'll give you that. It's rematch worthy. But there was no question who won that fight, was there?
Not in my eyes.
Well, there was, just because there was no question doesn't mean it wasn't close.
No, I think
you know, Tony, you always gonna go with the semantics, and that's cool.
No. But Shelton, here's the thing about it.
It wasn't close. It wasn't. There was no controversy. Everybody knew who won that goddamn fight.
No, I think Farrell pulled it off in the later rounds. I think Antoine got a little winded, and I think Farrell had landed the better shots towards the later half of that fight.
The last three rounds.
At the beginning of the fight, Antoine was doing well, and then Pirro started coming on, and Antoine, like you said, he wasn't getting out of the way of the right hand, and then he lost the later rounds, and it was enough for Pirro to pull out the win. But it was a close fight to me, but I wasn't upset with the decision, because I think Antoine, he didn't do what he should have done in that fight. I think he's a much better fighter than that. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I agree with you, D-Free. But here's the thing that Shelton doesn't understand. You can have a fight where you lose all 12 rounds, and it could still be a close fight, because each round could be a fucking war, and the other guy just edges you each time. Like, the scorecards could be wide, but that doesn't mean the fight's not close. It was a close fight.
You know, I mean, some like the fight with Arturo Gatti and Mickey Ward. They had a war the entire fight, and that fight was close. It was. I mean, one of those fights, it was no question who won the fight, but the other, I think they fought what, 2 or 3 times, and those other fights was close. They was going back and forth every single round.
Yeah, it was extremely close.
3 times.
But that's a very good fight, man. I mean, I don't think Antoine got anything to hold his head down on that fight. Like, I do think he got winded. I think that Puello is just an excellent boxer, and he has great reach advantage. And you can't give him breaks, because if you give him breaks, he can take advantage of it. And later rounds, go ahead.
No, I'm gonna say I beg to differ. There is something for him to hold his head down. He's a much better fighter than that. You should have seen he was catching with that straight right, and you should have made an adjustment. I think that part, he need to hold his head down, because you're much smarter and much better fighter than that. You should have saw he was setting up that straight right, and you should either be able to move your head or be able to block it. He didn't do that, so that's something he definitely got to work on.
But I would say this. My point to Sheldon was this, because he tried to make it like Antoine's loss was something, and I guess Matisse's wasn't. They're not comparable, because the difference in Peo or Alberto, I'll say Alberto because I can't say his last name. The difference in Alberto and Matias is this: Alberto was undefeated coming into that fight against Gary Antoine Russell. Matias had already got his ass whooped by a fucking taxi driver. Like, I can't stop stressing that. Like, he got his ass whooped by a taxi driver. Like, a legit, I drive taxis every day. Like, got his ass whooped. So they're not comparable. You're talking about a dude who's an unknown, undefeated fighter, who's got decent wins on his record, versus a guy who everybody thinks is devastating because he's a knockout artist, but he got his ass whooped by a bum. It's completely different. Antoine, in my opinion, lost to the better fighter. Period.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he needs to stop lunging in and smothering his punches, bro. That's the glaring flaw that I saw in that particular fight. He kept lunging in and fucking smothering his shot.
Yep. But we about to wrap the show up. BVO got some stuff he got to take care of, and I'm gonna have everybody last words, and we'll be back tomorrow for the TO fight and the other fight. I know he's going to definitely be back for the TO fight, but I'm gonna get everybody last words, and we're gonna wrap it up.
All right. Appreciate y'all letting me on. I know we always disagree when it comes to Tank. I like Tank Davis. I just want Tank to prove that he is as good as I think he is. But until he does it, I will always say there's a question mark. So I would love to see the Lomachenko fight happen, and I would love to see him fight Shakur. I think those are both fights he could win. But until he does it, I can't give him credit for it. On that note, again, I appreciate y'all letting me on. Y'all have a good night.
All right, peace out, Tom.
All right, then, fellas. Just gonna say free money tomorrow. Gallo Estrada. I got what I got. I got plus 1100, plus 750, and plus 3300. That is what you call free money. So yeah, I think Gallo's gonna win this. But we'll see. Bam's a good fighter. All right, man. Peace out, fellas. Stay up and be safe.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace out.
Hey. Ladies and gentlemen, it's always a pleasure y'all coming over here and kicking it with the land, with the man from the Clee BVO, my brother D Free, the truth, the master debater, myself, the greatest man alive, prize fighter, Tommy Hill, and the rest of the cast. We appreciate y'all coming through. Join us tomorrow. We'll be calling the fights. Y'all have a good Friday night and have a pleasant morning when you wake up in the AM. I'm out of here. Peace.
Peace. Appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure y'all smash the like button on y'all way out. If y'all catch this on the replay, hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Like my man Crush said, we will be back tomorrow to call the TO fight. It was a pleasure with all of y'all tonight, and we will be out until the next one.
For our viewers who don't know, tell them who the original man.
The original man is the Asiatic Black Man. He's the maker. He's the owner. He's the cream of planet Earth. He's father of civilization and God of this universe, Sarit. And there's only one God.
Hey there, folks. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we've got some thrilling news for all of you. We're launching a raffle where you can win a brand new 55-inch television just by making a payment of $10. Yes, you heard it right, just $10. Each entry must be made through Cash App with your name. The winner will be announced live at our GBT meet and greet on July 13th. The more entries you make, the higher your chances of taking home this outstanding flat-screen television. So, don't miss this incredible opportunity. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on this exciting contest. And remember, with each entry you make, you increase your chances of winning this amazing prize. Thanks for tuning in and good luck to all of you. Hey there, folks.